Hello YouTube, it's the Drunken Kobold here, today with a review of the Bestiary 2, released in April 2020. A quick review of the book here says, more monsters, more mayhem. More than 300 menacing monsters and fearsome foes await within this compendium of creatures from the world of Pathfinder. So that means that with the monsters in the original Bestiary, we are at over 700 monsters in Pathfinder 2e, and it has officially dwarfed everything in 5e Dungeons and Dragons. And the fact that this has been done in less than a year is extremely impressive, considering Wizards of the Coast has had 6 years to put its monsters together. So I have to say, huge shout out to Paizo for that. From classic adversaries like giants, dragons, and the Jabberwock, to potential allies and servants suitable for summoners of every alignment, this must-have expansion to the Pathfinder Bestiary sees with enemies to challenge characters of any level. Okay, that's really cool. We have new dragons, the Jabberwock is now here, so that's actually pretty cool in my opinion. Here is a look at the back of the book, as well as another look at the front cover. So, what do we have for new dragons? It mentioned dragons on here. As most will know, the metallic and the chromatic dragons were covered in the Bestiary 1. I was hoping we would get gem dragons in here. We got one pseudo gem, but the 5 dragons that were released in Pathfinder Bestiary 2 are the Brine Dragon, the Cloud Dragon, the Crystal Dragon, the Magma Dragon, and the Umbral Dragon, all with young, adult, and ancient variants. A couple classic favorites have returned to Pathfinder 2e, including the Anku, the Behirs, Blink Dogs, Frostworms, as well as several giants that you guys are all going to be familiar with. This has a plethora of new demons, devils, and angels for your Outer Planes games, as well as your very alignment-heavy games. With the release of Tiefling and Aasimar in the Advanced Player's Guide, it is a great time to introduce new planar monsters to your game. A lot of new natural creatures also make their debut in the Bestiary 2, and I actually kind of wish that a lot of these were just in Bestiary 1 in a section of just like natural animals, but the new creatures that are returning to Pathfinder 2e include black and polar bears, badgers, dolphins, hippos, wolverines, as well as 23 giant variants of new and existing creatures, including giant toads, giant wolverines, and giant bears. Dinosaur lovers can absolutely rejoice with this book, as we have, I believe, 4 new dinosaurs. Nope, recount that, 5 new dinosaurs being added to Pathfinder 2e, including the Compsognathus. For those who don't know, that is the little green guy from Jurassic Park that ate Dieter Stark. The Iguanodon, a fan favorite in the Spinosaurus, which made its popular debut in Jurassic Park 3, the Hadrosaur, and one of my personal favorites, the Pachycephalosaurus. These join the all-star lineup of the Velociraptor, the Deinonychus, Triceratops, and a fan favorite, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Pathfinder is blowing 5e out of the water on this. I personally am a huge dinosaur lover and have been wanting to run a Jurassic Park themed campaign for ages, and Pathfinder 2e is definitely the campaign to do that for. Let's take a look inside the book. And one thing that you will notice is that, like in the original book, every creature has its own artwork. So you have cloud dragons having their own unique artwork. Umbral dragons have their own artwork. Now there isn't one for a young cloud dragon, an adult cloud dragon, and ancient, but every creature that is part of a block does generally follow the same art principles. So there is still an art for every creature in here, and this is really important because the Pawn series that comes out with this is really important because a lot of these actually don't have miniatures yet. Going back to dinosaurs, the only dinosaurs that have ever seen a miniature are the Deinonychus, the Pterodon, the Tyrannosaur just finally got a printing in Fangs and Talons for D&D. Triceratops has had a printing in Nalzur's Marvelous Miniatures, and then was also known as the it was a behemoth in 4E. Either way, dinosaurs do not get a lot of miniatures, so pawns are extremely important for these massive creatures, especially if you want to run them in your games. The artwork here, it's what you have come to expect from Pathfinder 2E. There is some really great artworks here. This giant dragonfly here, for instance, has a lot of detail and art that I am going to show you now. All the stat blocks are still super organized. This is a very easy to navigate book. Go to the table of contents at the front here, and you will see that every single individual creature is named. So you just go by alphabetical order. Oh, I'm looking for a fen mosquito swarm, go to F. Fen mosquito swarm 175, go to 175. You don't need to know what creature type it belongs to, like in D&D 5e, and that has always been one of my biggest disappointments, and I hope that if they do a 6e, they do change that. What is something that I would have changed from here? Well, there are a few creatures here that I would have liked to have seen in the original Bestiary, and a couple of the Bestiary 1 that probably could have been moved over to here. Other than that, it is a fantastic book. There is a ton of creatures here. If you thought you weren't going to ever run out of creatures with your Bestiary 1, you're not going to run out of creatures with Bestiary 2, and Bestiary 3 is coming soon, so definitely keep your eye open for that, because the possibilities by then are infinite. Overall, I have to give this book a 9 out of 10. The only thing, like I said, that I would have liked to have seen was that a few of these creatures were put in Bestiary 1, and that a few more were put in here, but this is just a minor nitpick on my part, not actually a huge fatal flaw for the book. I like that the Bestiary 2 has given another introduction, how to run the creatures, how to read them. Not everybody's going to just get Bestiary 1, some will start with Bestiary 2, and it's actually really cool to see that this introduction is still here for those who start with 2 instead of 1 for some reason. Overall, like I said, a good 9 out of 10 book. Do you agree with my assessment? Do you feel there's something I'm missing? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you feel I deserve it, consider leaving a like and consider subscribing. I have a review of the Advanced Player's Guide coming in the very near future. I've had to shoot this one and the Advanced Player's Guide a few times, so I do thank you for your patience. It means a lot to me that you guys do watch these videos, and I just want to say, everybody, have a good one. Cheers, and may the rolls be with you.